The NFL Draft is the ultimate dream for young prospects, but for the veterans already inside the facility, it is a cold-blooded season of uncertainty. Imagine putting in years of blood, sweat, and tears, sacrificing your body for the logo on your helmet, only to watch your potential replacement walk through the door on draft night while the cameras flash and the fans cheer. For 5 specific stars on this roster, the dream of a long-term future in this city is hanging by a single, fraying thread as the front office prepares to pull the trigger. This isn't just about adding depth, this is about survival. If the right name is called, these players aren't just looking at a little healthy competition, they are looking at the definitive end of their era in Chicago. Before we dive into the names of the men who should be shaking in their cleats right now, do me a massive favor, smash that like button, share this with every diehard fan you know, and subscribe immediately so you never miss an update on the high-stakes future of this franchise. Is anyone truly safe in a league that prioritizes? What have you done for me lately? Over years of loyalty. It's a haunting question that every veteran has to face when April rolls around. Let's start with a guy who is officially entering the most terrifying year of his professional life, Tyreek Stevenson. He is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and the clock isn't just ticking, it's booming. While Stevenson has flashed that high-end potential we all love to see, the word, inconsistent, is being whispered louder and louder in the hallways of the front office. He has been a statistical roller coaster, and in this league, roller coasters get replaced by steady, reliable hands. If a top-tier cornerback prospect like Colton Hood or Chris Johnson is sitting there when the Bears are on the clock in the early rounds, Stevenson might find himself relegated to a backup role before the first whistle of training camp even blows. He's already spent time fighting for snaps behind guys like Nan Wright, and even when the depth chart opened up due to injuries, he couldn't quite seize the moment and hold it with an iron grip. The reality is simple. If you don't prove you're the future, the team will draft the future right over the top of you. Question of the day: if the front office has to choose between drafting a shutdown corner to anchor the secondary or a franchise left tackle to protect the blind side in the first round, which position do you think is the absolute bigger priority for the long-term success of this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to see the debate rage on this one. Speaking of those blindside protectors, Braxton Jones is currently standing in an incredibly precarious position. He made the bold, somewhat surprising choice to resign and try to rebuild his stock here, hoping to get healthy and prove he belongs in the elite tier of tackles. But as we've gotten closer to the draft, the smoke surrounding the offensive line is becoming an absolute wildfire. The team hasn't just been doing basic homework. They have been wining and dining the elite tackle prospects of this class. We are talking about private, high-stakes dinners with Kaden Proctor and official top 30 visits with guys like Caleb Lomu and Maxi Onekor. You don't put that much effort, time, and money into scouting the elite blindside protectors if you are 100% sold on your current starter. Ben Johnson and this coaching staff have proven time and time again that they have zero sentimental attachments. They will play an undrafted rookie like Theo Benedict if he proves to be the better man on the field. If a first-round tackle comes into this building, Braxton Jones isn't just fighting for a future payday. He is fighting for his relevance. He wants to dodge that first-round bullet, but the front office seems to have their finger on the trigger. Then there is the case of the veteran linebacker T.J. Edwards. Look, we all appreciate the grit and the veteran leadership he has brought to the locker room, but let's be brutally honest. The schematic direction of this defense is shifting under our feet. The modern NFL demands speed, it demands explosiveness, and it demands linebackers who can erase elite tight ends in coverage. Edwards, who is currently grinding through a rehab process for a fractured fibula, simply doesn't fit that sideline-to-sideline burner mold that the new system requires. With Devin Bush and DeMarco Jackson already in the mix, two guys who bring that athletic twitch the coaches crave, a high draft pick like Jacob Rodriguez or Anthony Hill would make Edwards incredibly expendable. If the team finds a younger, faster, cheaper version of that production in the first 2 days of the draft, the business side of the NFL takes over. Trading Edwards could save this team $6 million in vital cap space. In a business where every dollar and every roster spot is a weapon, moving on from a veteran who no longer fits the blueprint is a move that makes almost too much sense to ignore. Now, I know some of you might start to freak out about this next name, but I need you to stay with me and hear the logic. Cole Kmet. I love him, you love him, and publicly the team says they love him. But have you noticed the silence? He hasn't been extended yet. Why the delay? Is there a sense of déjà vu lingering in the air? Think back to last year. The very second Luther Burton was drafted, DJ Moore's long-term security on this roster evaporated. It was a shocking moment that proved no one is safe if the right replacement is available. If a dynamic, game-changing playmaker like Kenyan Sadi is sitting there at pick 25, the front office might decide that Sadi and Coulson Leland are the actual future of the tight end room. That would leave Kmet as the odd man out after this season concludes. While it feels like a long shot to some, we said the exact same thing about the wide receiver room last year, and we watched the veteran casualty list grow in real time. If the best player available is a tight end, this team has shown they will follow their board, not their feelings. Even a big-name acquisition like DeAndre Swift isn't standing on solid ground. On paper, he is the RB1 for now, paired up with Kyle Manungi in a 1-2 punch. But let's be real, either of these guys are untouchable superstars. They aren't Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey. They are nice pieces, but they are replaceable pieces. If the draft delivers an explosive, physical freak of a runner like Mike Washington Jr. or Jadarian Price in the early rounds, Swift's role could shrink before he even gets comfortable in the backfield. If another team gets desperate and calls our front office offering a mid-round pick for a guy we might just let walk away next year anyway, do you honestly think the front office says no? History says they take the value and run? This draft isn't just about the excitement of new faces. It is about the cold, hard reality of professional sports. Behind the scenes, the tension is mounting. We have guys like Ruben Hippolyte and Terrell Smith who are essentially fighting for their lives to stay on the 53-man roster. We have Javon Dexter, a promising young talent, who has to wonder if his chances at a long-term extension just got drafted away by a new defensive tackle. Even players like Roschon Johnson and Jade Walker are looking over their shoulders as the scouting reports on new wideouts and backs start to circulate. Walker might have dreams of being the wide receiver 3, but if a second-round burner joins the squad, he could find himself buried at wide receiver 5 just like he was at the end of last year. There are so many curveballs that could be thrown our way. The draft is a chaotic, unpredictable beast that reshapes lives in an instant. The front office is looking for upgrades, not friends. Every single pick represents a challenge to the status quo. Which player do you think should be the most nervous when the commissioner walks up to that podium and opens that envelope? The tension in the locker room must be at an all-time high, because the roster we see today might look completely unrecognizable by this time next week. We are going to have every single angle covered right here, from the first pick to the last undrafted free agent. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you join us live this afternoon at 4 o'clock Central Time for our massive fan-led mock draft. We had some technical glitches last time, but we are back and better than ever to break down these scenarios with you. The stakes are massive, the rumors are flying, and the future of the team is about to be rewritten. Get ready, because things are about to get wild. Bear down.